This week's talk is called Happiness, How to Get There. And so I've been reading about happiness, and one of the things that I'm going to focus on this week is the idea of mastery. What I read was, statistically, is that those who have mastered something, it doesn't even matter what it is, it doesn't matter whether you make a living at it, it simply matters that there's one thing that every single time you do, and as often as you do, gives you joy. Those people who have something like that are happier than those that don't. That this is a real sign of how to create happiness in your life, is to do the thing that you cannot get enough of. Now, this is a really interesting idea for me personally, which is why I wanted to talk about it today, because I've discovered something new about it that I didn't know. I've been a musician for over 40 years and have struggled with being a musician for over 40 years. It's brought me as much pain as it has happiness. And so when I read things like follow your bliss and the world will open up and things of that nature, that was never really my experience. And I have continually wondered about that until now. I recently fell in love with filmmaking, recently about a year ago. And I've discovered certain things about filmmaking that are different in terms of my relationship to it than it was with music. And so I want to bring this to your attention because this may be something important for you to look at. It may be something that you are struggling with, or it may not be. But if you are, I'm hoping that this is helpful to start noticing the difference the way I have noticed the difference. In music, I never bothered to learn how to read. I write songs, I have recorded songs, I have performed throughout the world. I love picking up my guitar. I love performing. I mostly love songwriting, but it is not something. But here are the things that I haven't liked about music. I don't like the business of music. I actually have not loved a lot of other musicians. I have had trouble with the business people in the music. And I have struggled with some of the, like reading music, some of the schooling around music. So I just stuck to those things that I liked about it. Now, in that, I thought that this was really about my bliss. And yet, there have been many times when I have been willing to put down my guitar and stay away from it for a good period of time without picking it up throughout these 40 years. Now, I really thought this was something I loved, that this was my bliss, until I discovered filmmaking. Here's some of the differences. I love the schooling. I can't get enough of the learning of it. It's not just the practice of it, which is what I liked in music, was just getting out and playing. It isn't just the playing of it in filmmaking. I actually can't get enough of the learning. That has never occurred to me with anything else I have ever done in my life. And I have to tell you, I have explored an extraordinary amount of different things. I have done over 86 different types of work. I have explored so many different things in life to try to find something that I adored as much as I now do filmmaking. Now, I love being a minister, but there are parts of ministry that really I stay away from as far as I can or embrace, but not with the kind of I can't get enough of this. I love being a minister. I want to be clear about that. This center of mine and how we grow this center and the way we work together, I love this. But how many of you really love all the learning opportunities that are presented to you in the consciousness of life? Just love them and can't get enough of them. I don't know about you, but I reach a point in which I say to myself, I've really had enough here and I wish I was already enlightened. And so when I look at what brings me bliss, what I have discovered is something in my life that I actually can't get enough of. I cannot get enough of the learning opportunities. I cannot get enough of what is next for me to learn. How else can I grow here? I have an excitement that actually brings me joy in ways that I have never experienced in my life, ever. And so what I want to inspire you to do is find that peace that you cannot get enough of. Now, we that embrace this movement, we that embrace this philosophy of life, we want to grow in this, and we love this. So I want to be clear, this isn't about that I don't love being a minister. I don't love growing as a minister. But it is that there are times within all of us where what we come up against hurts, is hard, it forces us to reach deeper. Now, those are good things. Those are important things. But when it comes to joy and happiness, having something in your life that you can't ever get enough of, where the learning is actually joyous, has been a revelation in my life, an absolute revelation. And so I wanted to share that with you today because I want you to find that for yourself. Do not stop exploring until you do, because I promise you, each of us has a unique way of being on this planet. And in that uniqueness, there is something that will attract you and keep attracting you and keep attracting you to where you can't get enough of it. Gay and Katie say you should do 10 minutes a day of the thing that you cannot get enough of as a minimum, and it will shift every relationship in your life and raise the joy in your life. And this has certainly been true for me. And so that's what I offer you today. Allow yourself to rise up. Allow yourself to keep exploring. Go after that thing you cannot get enough of. And in having that, make sure that you are doing that in the midst of any other project you might have, in the midst of anything else going in your life. Carve out that time for that thing you cannot get enough of. And I promise you, your joy will grow. Your happiness will grow. And through that, it will express itself out to every relationship in your life. Thank you. I love you.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.